story was always a universal story about family and survival and faith and what you do for the sake of those you love. And what I learned was that in the very early days of the Taliban, September of 1996, these girls, who were women just like you and me, who had gone to university, who had been studying, who had been contributing to their families, who had plans for college, who had plans to delay marriage because they wanted to work, found themselves shuttered inside. The first couple days of the Taliban were exactly like you remember them in your imagination, right? They were just women trying to find burqas. There were the horrible stories about what came through every night on the radio, which was women will not go to work. Every university for women is closed. Schools for girls are closed. Women cannot leave the house without a male chaperone or mahram. No offices can admit women, which meant that if you were a 50-year-old woman in your house, you could not leave unless you took your 14-year-old nephew with you. Just think about those rules. And so these girls had no idea what to do. They were just like you and me if you found yourself under house arrest. For the first couple of days, they roamed from room to room, waiting for the situation to pass. And then they started a neighborhood book swap. As you see in their book, they brought Persian detective stories, Rumi poems, and they started trading and trading and trading. But then things got more and more serious because families like Kamala's found themselves facing not just the problem of the Taliban, but also the fact that they were from the wrong ethnic group and her father had been a supporter of the previous regime, which meant that in house-to-house searches, they were the people that the Taliban was looking for. So within weeks, her father has to leave for security reasons. And then the older of her two younger brothers also has to leave. So he would have been the next breadwinner. And he has to leave because he's fighting age. And fighting age means anything from like 17 to 40. Anybody who could be seen as an opponent of this government. So within months, this 19-year-old girl who was supposed to be a teacher found herself at the helm of a family of 5 brothers and sisters, all of whom counted on her. And I think her story struck me so much then because it is exactly what women do every day all around the world, which is they step up for the sake of the people who love them because they have to. And because they know, without ever complaining or without asking for help, that no one else is going to step in. So what Kamala did was try to think about what could she do. So she knew she had to do something to earn money for her family, but she had to stay inside because of the Taliban rules, and she also had to make sure that whatever she did, there was still a market for it. And so the thing that she settled on was dresses. And a lot of people say, well, who cares about fashion? And I say, come on, in a room full of women, everybody knows that no matter how bad times are, women still want to look good. And that is totally universal. Despite the fact that the burqa was mandatory, it was what went on under the burqa that still mattered.